Hello guys, welcome back, and in this video I want to show you how to create components, that is Livewire components. In the first lesson we have looked on how to install, of course, Livewire. So without further ado, let us dive in and see how we can be able to do this. So if you can remember, so let me just go into my project here, which was Livewire course. Here everything, I'll start PHP server here. And then what am I doing? This should be PHP artisan serve. All right. So I'll open another terminal. I'll still go back into, I'll go inside the same project, pd wire course, like that. And then if you can remember what we had done in the first lesson, we had just installed Livewire. So if we go to our browser now, let me just open this in the browser. No, we just open a new tab here, host localhost 8000, I run this. So when we run this application, of course, we have nothing installed, it's totally a new application. And when I go to Livewire website here, creating components, there are two ways of creating components. And components are basically the building blocks of Livewire application. If you have ever worked with React, with Vue, components, like something that can be abstracted with a specific functionality, all right? Maybe a page can be a component, a button can be a component, maybe a special functionality as editing the user can be a component. Yeah, so the same thing with Vue and React, Livewire also works with component. So I'm going just to go inside my project here. So once you have installed Livewire, you'll have this artisan command, which is php artisan make Livewire. And then you can use either the camel case type to make component, or the kebab case. In case here, for example, this is the camel case and the kebab case, so whichever the one you prefer. And usually me, I prefer using the kebab case, but in our case here we'll try to work with both. And so I'm going to create here, let us just call this test component like this. So this will create a component, and as you can see, it will tell you that it has created this folder app Livewire test component, and another folder, another file inside the view. All right. So if we open our project, so now if I go inside the app here, you'll see that we have a Livewire folder, and inside we have this file here, test component. All right. So, and again, another way to create a component, as I've told you, is that you can use the kebab case. In our example here, I could say something like, let us call this maybe test2. No, that is a poor name. Let us call maybe create create post. All right. So what the kebab case will do is that it will create, the same file as the test component, but now it will just change this name. When you put an hyphen, that will mean is that the next name here will be concatenated to this name, but in a camel case, just as the first case here. As you can see now, again here we have create post with the same format as this test component here. So that is the first thing that you ought to know about Livewire. Let me see, why is it not loading here? Let me reload from disk here. Yeah, here we go. When you create a Livewire component, it will create these two files. Number one is it is inside the app Livewire, and the second file will be inside your resource guy here inside the view. Yeah, and now we have the Livewire folder here. If I open this folder, as you can see, we have a blade for the create post class that was created here, and we have a blade for the test component. And inside this guy, of course, there is totally nothing inside this guy. Yeah, so that is how you create components. And there's something else that I want to show you in this in this lesson here, is that you can be able to create a component inside a folder, And the way you do it is, for example, here we created this post here. So what you do here is that you use a period or a full stop to concatenate the folder and the file that you want to create. For example, let us say I want to create a folder by the name maybe clients, all right? Or let me say maybe posts. So I just say post, and then the file will be create post. So this will create a file, create post inside the post folder. So as you can see from this response is that now we have a folder post and the file create post. So if I go inside Livewire now, so we have the folder post with a create post inside. So the same thing goes for the camel case. So for the camel case now, what I'm going to do is very simple. So you'll put the name of the folder in the camel case. For example, let us say client like this, and then 2 forward slashes. All right, this will do the same thing that we have done up here. So if I press enter, so now as you can see, we have the client folder with the test component file inside. So now if I go to Livewire, let me just, where is this thing loading? All right, we have the client folder, and inside the client folder, we have the test component. So that is how you create components in Livewire. And if you go to Livewire on your view side, as you can see now on the view side, we have the client folder and also the post folder. And inside we have the test component, and we also have the create components. So that is how you create components in Livewire. In the next lesson, we are going to see how to call these components using routes and how to pass data into these components.